What's good, Gemini? Just tarot. You can be curious about a Scorpio. Anyways, how you been? Or a Scorpio placement. You can have any Gemini. You can have any Gemini placement. You don't have to be a sun sign, Jimmy. You can just be you can be any Jimmy. Any placement of a Jimmy. Um, Pluto can be significant for you though. So you may have significant Pluto placements, aka Scorpio. Or his ninth house in Gentle. Um, did I say ninth house? My bad. That's sad. um, eighth house. Eighth house. I mean, Sag can be significant. Maybe you do got Gemini in your ninth house or whatever. You could have significant Sag places, but I meant to say eighth house. So you can have heavy eighth house placements. You can have Gemini in eighth house. But yeah, I feel like mass destruction in this bitch. Shit's getting torn the fuck down for a reason. Gemini, this will be around you. I don't know where you're at. I'm just saying. But things could be getting destroyed. There could be um a lot of intense energy, a lot of turbulence. It's gonna be you can be in the sky too. Maybe some of you guys are pilots or something. Maybe not. Yeah, fly mile high. Okay. Um, but yeah, it could just be a lot of turbulence. This doesn't have to be in the sky. This can just be physically, like on ground, or sorry, like spiritually or something like that, or whatever. It could be emotionally, whatever. Something could be really intense. Some energy can be really intense as well. But anyways, so affirmative action. Okay. So let's see, Jimmy. Let's see who we're getting for you. Um, I don't know why I'm seeing Freddy Krueger. I'm seeing Freddy Krueger, but I'm getting like something about like 9 inch nails or something like that. This can literally be about a band, or this is like I don't know. I'm getting like fingernails on a chalkboard. Yeah, that shit's intense as fuck. So that can really be significant. So nails on a chalkboard, or something like that type of energy, where something's just like really, really just intense. And that can be anything. I mean, it doesn't. It could be something to do with like actual a sound, something that's of significance, um, or something to do with yeah, chalk it up, huh, whatever that's about. Yeah, when I move, you move, just like that. So whatever that's about. Somebody could be a DJ though, or it could have been a DJ. I forgot what that song was about. That video was insane though. So yeah, some can be like exaggerated, or some can just be really turbulent. Um, but yeah, there's definitely like things being destroyed around you. Now this could be like literally things being destroyed. I don't know if this is like outside of your, inner bubble, or if this is like inside your household or whatever the case may be. Hopefully you're not dealing with a destructive Scorpio. Um, Somebody who's like ready to, this could be self-destruct too, hopefully not. But there's a lot of energy surrounding somewhere. Somebody could be sending a lot of energy to your way, towards your way, or somebody's energy is really fucking intense and strong. Like you can really feel something almost like radiating through, like like the hair standing up on the back of your fucking neck and then some with somebody, or something like that. Now this can just be magnetic fields. This can be static electricity, or something really eerie. Mm-hmm. aliens, huh? I'm always thinking about aliens when I'm thinking about Gemini and Aquarius. Always. You have that in your chart. Anyways, something can be making the hair stand up on the back of. I'm getting. I don't know. I keep wanting to say legs, but the back of your neck, or just in general, just whatever. Something. It's gonna be like a sense. You sense something, or you feel someone's energy super fucking strong. And this can be like magnetic. Like it could be a magnetic attraction, a tense, something intense going on between you and a Scorpio. It does not have to be romantic, but it could. Something is damn near eerie. It's like, what the fuck is this unknown object or unknown specimen or unknown species, unknown something? Because I'm seeing somebody like in the deep blue or something where it's like a lot of shit can go down, or things that creatures and shit you just never knew fucking existed or something. This could be a situation like that where you never knew the devil looked like this, or you never knew that energy existed, or you never knew something could get that fucking like scary or dark or demonic or whatever. So you can definitely be trying to protect yourself or just ignore something. You can definitely be turning your back on something, or just pretending like it's something that's not there, or somebody's not there, or energy is not bothering you, or it's not there. Like, you will not disrupt my peace, my meditation, my whatever is something, your zen or your zilch or your whatever the fuck. It's like you don't want something. You don't want something disrupting you, but it's definitely very, 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 very fucking strong and intense. Now, this can be a hidden power of yours. Maybe you have some fucking sixth sense or something. You feel when things are about to happen, or you feel when certain things are around you. You can feel it, even if it's not seeable to the human eye, or whatever the case may be. It's like you feel it though. You don't gotta see it. You feel that shit. Something's off. Something's around. This can be on some ghost hunting shit too for someone, or you encounter ghosts. Are you like a psychic medium or whatever? You encounter something, you can start getting chills, you can start getting cold. What was that? Yeah, the Sixth Sense. Are you just watching a movie? You could be. But when I get movie when I get movies or dialogue or something from movies, is something about that specific thing that is significant to a situation. So for this, somebody could actually see dead people or sense them. Thing is, they weren't all was I don't know if was all of them were there asking for his help. So it wasn't that they were actually trying to hurt them. It wasn't any of them that was trying to hurt him, was it? I don't think it was any of them that was trying to actually hurt him. They actually needed his help, but he didn't understand that. He thought that they were like trying to attack him or hurt them or whatever, and they actually needed his help. But the way they showed up, I mean, he's a little boy. I mean, how would you fucking feel if you like 4 years old or 5 or 7 or 10, and shit like that is going on? You ain't going like that. That's like a scary movie plot or something, or some scene or something. So yeah, it's understandable. But you can be grown as hell. And I'm not saying this is like you're afraid of any of this shit, but it's like it's definitely a gift. Um, Clear, whatever the fuck. It's so many different things, to be completely honest. I'm still trying to figure out which is the ones that you can taste things, um, and where you can see things. Anyways, but yeah, this shit can get so intense that you experience the highs with the lows. Like when something's high and like vibing high, and I don't mean that in like a actually vibing high when people be talking. No, when something's really vibing high, like the frequency is actually fucking high, you feel that just as much as when it's low as shit. So it can lift you up as much as it can bring you the fuck down, and maybe even under the fucking ground. So something is you really have to watch out about who's around you, what's around you, even when you go places. For example, I I stayed at a hotel for a couple of days. First, because it was cold as fuck. I'm sorry, but I was not about to. No. So, the room that I had first, well, I wasn't supposed to even be in that room to begin with because the guy he had mentioned or told people that that room, it was off limits because it needed maintenance on the door. The shit wouldn't lock. It was something going on with the automatic lock thing or whatever. And I didn't know that until I wanted to go out and get something from the van. And I was just like, oh, and I had to, I had to go down there and figure that all out and all that other stuff. And he was like, oh yeah, I meant, like, I told them not to put any, not to put anybody in a room, et cetera, et cetera. So he had to move me to another room. But before that, it's like I went into the room and the feng shui, I can't explain it, okay? But how the layout was actually, hmm, my bad. But the way of the layout was open. I can't explain it, but I felt the energy and it just felt right. I don't know why. I liked the room, but the door was messed up, so I couldn't stay in that room. Got moved to another room, went to that other room. I'm hoping it was going to have that same energy like that I felt because of the layout or how it was. I went to the new one. Soon as I walked in, I'm like, yeah, I don't. It's something's off. Now I wasn't about to go and ask for another room because I'm just like, that's just too much. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I walk into this room and everything just felt off. It felt left. It just felt like, and I'm thinking like maybe because I'm right-handed, that's why. Because I go in something and is in the bed is on the left and the door to the bathroom, nothing. It was so fucking off that I had to open the fucking doors to the bathroom and put a chair in front of it so that it can be open. I cannot explain it, but the shit did not. I didn't like it, but I was just like, I'm just going to have to deal with it and be grateful that I even have a fucking room. So shit like that, those things like that actually gets to me. That's the reason why I'm constantly changing, not in here, even though I need to, I have to. But especially like a room, like if I have my own place, I have a room or whatever, like even if I'm just decorating, it has to be, it has to make sense. It has to have a feeling of, it has to have a certain energy in it. I cannot explain it, but if the shit's off, I'm not gonna feel fucking comfortable. I'm not gonna feel safe. I'm not gonna feel like, I'm gonna feel closed in. I'm gonna feel weird. Shit's gonna make me irritated. It's like that's the reason why shit like that is really important. So some of you guys may have that same energy to you, or you experience these same intense ass like energies of when shit's off. That's kind of like when something is crooked. People may not think it's crooked, or they like, oh no, it's fine. Like, no, that's a problem. So maybe you got OCD or something. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, that could be something that you're experiencing, but it may be more intense than that. That's just like an example that I was giving. I could have went back and been like, yo, can you put me in a whole other room? But that's that's facing, and plus on top of that, the window was facing a storage unit across the street. I didn't like that. I don't know why. Yeah, it's lit up and whatever, whatever. But it was orange. I like orange, but it just made me feel like caution, like proceed with caution. Not in like a yellow, but like this is serious. Really proceed with caution. Like you really need to. I didn't like that because the other one, you look out the window, all you see is cars going back and forth. So the lights made it feel more open, like from the cars. because I think it was a highway. That shit is important to me. I can't explain it, but it's important because it's kind of like you in a room and the only view you have is of like a fucking tree, which is fine, but in the backwoods and there's like nothing but darkness, and it's just, which is fine too. It just didn't make me feel too great, so I had to close that shit, close the window. It was just like close the blinds. For the most part, the energy was just off. I didn't like the back end of it, but the other side of it felt open, even if it was the same square footage and everything was the fucking same. It was just the layout was different. The only thing I liked in the newer room was the refrigerator door opened from left to right, and the other one opened from, it opened from left to right as well, but it was placed on the opposite side, so it was wrong to me. I can't, whatever. So it's something like that. Some of you guys could just be like, it's shit like that that can really get to you, especially when it comes to shapes and shit. For some of you guys, shapes and things, like, it has to be, something has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like perfect, but it has to be symmetrical. Some shit has to make sense. It has to fucking make sense. So you may take more time doing something because it cannot be too this, too that, too round, too squared. If it's an octagon, it has to be an octagon. If it's square, it has to be square. If it's oval, you're gonna shape that shit so much that it's gonna be like shit like that, bro. But yeah, things are being destroyed, and maybe if it's literally something around you, things around you being destroyed, and the energy is off, it's because the layout of something doesn't make sense. Like, something is it's like trapezoid. I'm gonna leave it alone. You like things to be symmetrical. It's kind of like having one tit bigger than the other. That shit is aggravating too. Kind of, because they say all women have that. I mean, I guess, but I don't feel like all of them do. I feel like a good bit of them, it may not really be noticeable. Some people got a big notice in theirs. Some people don't, and whatnot. I guess that may be why some people get theirs like lifted or fixed, or implants or whatever, so it can be more symmetrical, so it can actually like sit right, or it just looks like you're not Forrest Whitaker in this shit, tit wise. That was mean, but example. Alright, so what's going on around you, Gemini placements? Now, like I said, if it's some energy you're feeling off of somebody that's close to you or whatever, or you just feel somebody close to you, and that can just be some type of angel, spirit, or something like that. If anything, they seem like they need your help. If I'm getting the sixth sense, they may need your help with something. And like I said, I see dead people type of thing could be what it is. Oh yeah, Gemini. Interesting. Yeah, the evolution. Something's like, something's evolving. Gemini, you're here with Tower though. Yeah. This could be a relationship or something, a lover. Something could be off the charts. It could be good, or it could be bad. Because the Tower, depending on what else is going on, what's around, So this is either something explosive, like in a good way, or this is something that's like really detrimental. Like, shit can get fucking crepit and and out of control, and just like a disaster. So this is either a disaster waiting to happen, is what I just gotten, but I didn't want to say it. But this could be a disaster waiting to happen, something being destroyed. This can also be just like, coming like a wrecking ball. This can be a person that came in like a wrecking ball in your life. Or this can literally be like things being like taken down, destroyed. Now, if this is a love situation, Either something's being destroyed because it wasn't built up on solid foundation in the fucking first place. But if this, but it could this. However, this can also mean on the flip side that something is just like, I was gonna say insane. Something is just like all of a sudden like this energy that you and this person share is like fucking insane. You feel it, yeah. Fucking high priestess here is like you feel something. The magician, okay. So it could also be where somebody's. Hopefully, this is not you. That's throwing psychic attacks, or uh, either you're protecting your energy with candles or magic or whatever the fuck, or something. So somebody can be. This could be like a love spell. Is somebody like whoo like Gemini, or this is you doing this shit? Whatever the case is, I mean, I don't know, man. This can be somebody doing this to you when you're just like trying to protect yourself. So maybe you're trying to send something back. Whatever the case is, it's like somebody could be sending you love vibes and love whatever the fuck, love arrows and all kinds of shit, like be mine and all this other stuff. But something is, if it's not meant to be, chaos is, this is gonna be nothing but chaos. Some people doing work on you and trying to get you to fall in love and blah 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 blah. It's not gonna end up being good because it's being forced. And if it's not meant to fucking work, it's like trying to force the wrong plug into a socket and the shit's not, it does not fit. You force that shit, you gonna get shocked. That shit, you may motherfucking lose your life. What are you doing? You know, it's something like that. Is that it can either make or break a situation. Like I said, this is either a situation where something's being renewed, it needs to be renewed because it wasn't built up on solid foundations in the first place, or something's being transformed because something is just that fucking intense. It has to change. It needs to be refreshed, or it needs to be managed or something. If this is a situation, love, whatever, this can also be where when it's good is good, when it's bad is fucking like, what the hell? It's like, what's going on? So this could be like the truth in a situation. You and somebody just may have a turbulent ass relationship. This is not for everybody. And it does not have to be love either. This could be a loved one. I know lovers can be, I'm always putting the lovers in different positions because that's just how I feel. Sometimes I feel like it's loved ones, shit you love, things you love, decisions in love, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to necessarily be romantic, so it can be like a family situation or a friend situation. Somebody really wants somebody, yeah, stuck with you, stuck with me, stuck with you. What was Pisces? Whatever. So something about like somebody wants to be stuck with another person, or somebody stuck with another person for whatever reason, and somebody's like, no, we're not. I don't give a fuck how bad it gets. I don't care how traumatizing or volatile or destructive or chaotic something is. We're gonna stick together, stick this through. I guess. I mean, it's hey, if it's not that, it's not that. Like I said, some can just be really intense and it just needs to be cooled off, or it's just explosive. This can also just be when it comes to something that you do. It's like, yeah, this can also just be something that you do. It's really good. It's really good. it's like is this can like transform people or make people want to change. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. But you're there because it was 2 cards. I'm not doing that. I just need 1. Maybe something is too. I'm not saying too good to be true, but maybe something is just too good, to where you gotta like take a break and then come back or something. I don't know if that's sex or something. What's going on? I'm tasting like some strawberry dessert. It's gonna be like shortcake or something, or something like that. I've gotten that for somebody else too. Or somebody likes strawberry shortcake. It could be literally the cake or the other shit. Kid shit. Okay, could be a kid. Now, hopefully, the kid's not throwing a temper tantrum, or just a tantrum in general. I don't know how old they are. All right. Anyways, let's see. Too much. You're getting a lot going on. Yeah, you may literally use this energy that's getting thrown at you, or whatever this is. You may use that to like um, catapult yourself into something else. It can be like a perfect. It can. I don't know. Whatever. You're getting too many things. I just need one card. You keep getting a lot. Okay, so you can be dealing with the Aquarius, or you can have it in your chart. Somebody can be like a celebrity or famous or something, or in the spotlight. All right. If it's like that, it's not meant to come out. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Okay. The Emperor. Who do we know? The Aries, a Taurus, a Cusper. Pisces is here. Yeah, Taurus, Capricorn. Doesn't mean anything. If you wanted something to be renewed, you may be getting that. Your wish may be coming true. If you wanted to renew something, um, in something, begin something, in something, whatever this is, like your wish can definitely be granted. If you wanted something to be destroyed, I really hope you're not. I'm not gonna talk about it. I don't know if you're trying to destroy somebody else's shit, but whatever. This can also be if you really wanted like success, or you really wanted some type of power to intensify. It's happening, or it will. Like your wish will be granted. Because I feel like some of you guys are you're okay with things being intense. Maybe you're fine with intensity. That's, you're fine with it, or somebody is. Why am I shuffling? Like, could definitely be a Taurus. Okay, or it could be a Taurus Jimmy, Taurus Vedic, Gemini Vedic. Now it could also be where you're just trying to hone in on these powers that you have, whatever this is. It's something to do with shapes too. Can be really significant for somebody. Things have to like whatever. You remember those things? I don't know if it was like elementary or what. You remember those pieces that you can like put together? They had the squares and the rectangles. I don't know if it was rectangles, but there's all different colors too. Like the squares, they'll have triangles, like all these different shapes, and you can like make shit out of it. I don't know what those shits were called, but yeah, I don't know why I'm getting that. That's really random. But maybe that's really significant. It can be where somebody likes either architecture, or they like things that's oddly shaped, or something. Like, or maybe not. Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, you can definitely be once you harvest something, you're going to be beginning something else. Some of you guys can be uh, you may have like a garden or farm where you do something here. It's not for everybody. I really feel like there's some growth here. You're seeing something evolve, or you're seeing something transform. This could be a plant too, or whatever. It could be anything. I feel like this is the results of you, putting your time, energy, effort, money, whatever, into something, and actually watering that shit, i.e., nurturing it. This can be money. This can be anything. Um, so maybe you got hidden powers. Maybe you're like a fucking. Maybe you're good with your hands. Well, of course. Maybe you're like a healer. Like you heal with your hands, or you do some shit where. So maybe you're like a. Maybe you do like Reiki, or whatever. You do something with your hands, and that shit is it. It grows things. Or you can literally make shit grow with your hands, whatever that is. you have a hidden power here, and it's something to do with your energy going into something, soil, whatever, that's like that really powers something up, or something that you do. Somebody grow bud. If you grow bud, let me know. For real. Anyways, because we know we don't need any of that fucking lace that shit that they got going on. I mean, I don't know about the dispensaries. I'm pretty sure dispensaries are not just out here giving people lace bud. It can. I mean, I'm not saying it cannot be, because it definitely can be like that, but I doubt that that's really happening. So, yeah, I wouldn't be really just buying street bud. I don't know who would be doing that. I mean, maybe if somebody makes their, grows their own and it's legit, then yeah, but it's something to do with dispensaries. Maybe you have a dispensary, you're going to a dispensary, or this is a dispensary that you're working at, or whatever. You're doing something here and you're getting results. Um, yeah, you hone all this power. You like you keep this shit to yourself too. You're just like, yeah, I possess this power and nobody can ever fucking know. I will never tell it. It's like you're gatekeeping some shit. Cool. Um, some of you guys can definitely be saving up for something too. Um, this can also be your core truths. Like you hold them dearly to your heart. Like you know what you know. You know something here. And you're not telling anybody. You're definitely a gatekeeper in this bitch. It's fine though. I don't feel like it's. I mean, maybe it's not bad. This can also be like, um, when it comes to like wealth, or when it comes to how to maintain something, how to grow something and not spend it or not use it or not abuse it or whatever this is. I don't know if you could be like some of you guys can be extremely frugal, or you're about to become extremely frugal, like a cheapskate or something. And it could be for a reason. I feel like it's for a better lifestyle for some of you guys. Some of you guys could just be saving up a lot of money, and you see the shit's working, maybe by saving, I don't know, cutting a lot of shit out, whatever the case may be. Some of you guys could just be really stingy. You're just like, no, I don't want to give my energy, my money, my nothing to no one. It's all for mine. It's all for me. That's fine. But I think you're gatekeeping something as well. Now, this could just be your energy to energy, time, effort, like something like that. You're not really giving as well. Is a lot of things that you're keeping to yourself. Some of you guys, you can be insecure about, your money matters, or you just don't like people that know what you have, which is definitely okay. Terrifying. Yeah, in the bank. Yeah, that's the truth. So some of you guys, you can have a lot of money in the bank. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. This can also be like generational wealth or something. Even if you don't have a lot of money in the bank, this is just like how to save by doing something, or this is something that's your gatekeeping on how to do something. I don't know. Maybe you're about to get into a side hustle, whatever the case may be. You doing something and the shit's like insane or intense or whatever. It's been real. I'm out. I need to get up off of here. I had like a tiny nap earlier, but I need to like really lay my ass down, and it's cold. So it's been real. Appreciate the likes, all that. I'll see you guys on the flip. More likely today sometime. Um, yeah. Oh, it's a motherfucking soup. Ooh, that could be something I make. I gotta figure out what the fuck I'm about to make here coming up. I got mad stuff. I used to get this. It was Bob Mills, I think. He had a veggie soup. It was like a whole thing in this package where it was like little alphabets. I think it was that one. I think it was, or something like that. It was like little alphabets, and then he also had all these different like grains and beans and stuff like that. I would fucking go and get that. I would make it and eat that for like a couple of days, and that shit would be filling. I'll eat that with whatever. It'd be filling for like a whole week, dang near. It really depends on how much you make, of course. But now that I think about it, I may go and get that shit. I'm gonna get that one entirely because that was back whenever I was, I mean, eating like I don't eat pasta like that, like barely, barely, barely. Um, I do other things like alternatives because PCOS is a bitch. So if you know anything about that, it's just like it can really fuck with your confidence and everything else. So pasta is not really a big thing for me, anyways. And I barely eat it. I usually, I mean, it's all these other things now, so you don't really have to sit here and like, you know, torture yourself. But I think it was Bob Mills that had these different things. It was one of those, I know he got like this bean one, and then he also got like an alphabet soup or something like that. But it had like barley and all the other shit in it. That shit was good as fuck. I might have to get that. I'm not even gonna lie. I may have to get it just for old time's sake. I may stock up on that shit though, because maybe you're doing. You could be doing that too. Maybe you're hoarding, stocking up on things like beans, rice, dried goods and shit like that because of you never fucking know what's going to happen next. Mad people getting laid off and all this other shit too. So you can be stocking up and just trying to become more efficient or self-sufficient or resourceful. Pickled things and all this other stuff. Maybe you're coming up with ways to survive off the land or just survive. Period. If you have to. So that could be something that you're really doing. You may feel the energy or the intensity could be where you feel like another Great Depression or something big or something is going to be happening, or to where a lot of people are going to have to start bartering with each other and shit like that. So maybe that's something that you're doing, because I said gatekeeping, but it could also be where you're hoarding and keeping things to yourself because I mean, not necessarily just keeping it to yourself, but you could also be growing your own things. Maybe you got seeds or um, whatever the case may be, rations, whatever, for hard times, or when, or if there are situations where power goes out, this goes out, that goes out, shit like that. I know me personally, I've already invested into a couple of things because I mean, it wasn't necessarily because of that type of shit, but I've always wanted to be more not resourceful, but have things even if I run out of like not have like electricity and shit like that. I always will have something. Um, this van is built like that, but other things. I mean, it's not always cheap neither, especially when you want to get good stuff. So yeah. So you may be stocking up on a lot of things. I mean, it sucks though because I shouldn't be spending a lot of money on mad shit for one of those just in cases. But you don't have to do it all at once. And well, not even the crazy thing, like dried goods is not expensive. Like you can get a good you can get the bag of dried beans and stuff like that for like $1 and something. You can go to Target, you can go to wherever, even rice and shit like that. So, oh my bad. Hi, Rose. See, well, overnight shift. Shit. If I be on overnights, I miss overnights. But that was back whenever I was like, I don't know. Oh yeah, I was working a particular job that was overnights, which was like it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad at all. Actually, it's probably one of the best jobs I had. I would go back to it. I'm pretty sure if the same supervisor or whatever, if she was still working there, she'd probably hire me if she had um, like space or whatever. I definitely I missed that job because it was one of those 7 days off, 7 days on type of thing. So you can literally um, you could build like say you wanted to go on a vacation, you can literally build around the 7 days you have off and only take the 2 days that you would be on for the week that you have off. It's very odd, but it makes a lot of sense. So it would be like you still get paid. It's like you get paid for the week that you're out because that's the week before, and then you get paid again for taking and then you get paid again. And you only really take like 2 days out, 2 or 4. I think it's 2, because you can come back when you have to go back on by the next week. So that's what I used to do. Shit used to be like the best thing ever. So I miss that. Hell yeah, Bob Mills is they definitely. I mean, he's not. Apparently, he's not like truly organic and all this other shit. I don't really, to me, right now, I don't really care because there's a lot of shit that's much, 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 much fucking worse, like Pop Tarts and everything the fuck else. So it's like, I would rather eat that than get a bunch of like shit that's not actual food, just made up stuff out of corn or a bunch of sugar and bread, a bunch of sugar and carbs. All right, but yeah, my bad. I'm still I'm trying to have backup because you never know when things might be tight. Exactly. That's been. I was actually talking about mom. That I was like, yo, I mean, she's usually been like that kind of, but I put her on to a lot of things these past few years, and now she's deep into like um certain things, like knowing certain things, wanting to know more about certain shit because is best to know. This is like they say, um it's good to have something and not need it than need something and not have it. The same shit. It's best to know something, even if it's not like beneficial to you, than to not know and just be sitting out here like, what, who, huh? And it's like, or whatever the case may be. You don't have to do like hardcore studying and research, but just to know kind of like what something or somebody is. Oh, okay, they're that, they do that. All right, it's good to know, or whatever the case may be. It really depends on who and what though. But yeah, all that shit. When things get tough financially, that's a big thing. I wouldn't advise anybody to do like, first of all, van life. If you absolutely have to, not even van life, because I mean it can be called anything at this point. Van, it's just because it's a van. You got people doing living in their cars, living in their whatever the fucks. It's plenty of people. I've seen so many people living in all different types of stuff: RVs, cars, vans, SUVs, minivans, all that. And I just seen, like, last night I've seen like two that was like this, but they had it built probably better. I ain't even gonna lie. And those shits cost, and there's no fucking way. I'm not spending that much on those unless I hit the lotto or something and I invest. There's no way I'm spending like 80 racks on on a van. Hell no. Like, but shit like that does go for that amount. I don't know if it's because van life has been real, like, and not kind of like it started trending after a while. Like, mind you, this is something I was looking into about 4 something years ago. I was looking into shit like this like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago, I was looking to something like this. So this is not something I just started getting on when the trends start hitting. The trends start hitting like 2 years ago. I was been looking into this stuff, looking into this type of thing for longer than that, and it was mostly because at the time I was living in an apartment. I really didn't care to be there. And it was no reason for me to. I don't have children and I'm not married. I'm not with anybody, not anymore. So it's just like, why am I paying for something that I'm not really wanting to be, or I don't really want to pay for? And it's not because I'm lazy or anything like that. It's more so of like, when you think about it, you add. I mean, I understand some people it's different. I get it. Some people just don't like the idea of this type of shit. Some people just cannot do it because they have obligations, children, etc., etc., etc. That's understandable. But when I did the math, it's like when you do the math and you see how much you actually spend on something that's not yours, you cannot get that money back. You cannot write it off on your taxes. At least I don't think. Not everywhere. You can do it some places. I was able to do it in Minnesota, but I don't know about any other places. I don't know if they still do it either. It's like the shit's really discouraging, and it just makes you feel like you just threw away mad money. Like, that's like 20 something $1,000 for 1 year. And I was only, for one of the places I was at, I was only paying like 1,400 and didn't really need to. That probably was best for somebody who needed those 2 rooms and shit. I didn't need all that space, but I really love the layout and everything else, and I did like the location and shit. But it was everything else that it was other things that was like the reason why I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be redoing a lease here. But I did the math, and if I didn't even do that, I would have saved 22 racks, and that was only 1 year. And I'm sitting here like, wow, like you really, people don't really think, and then you think about it, people put down a certain amount on buying a home, which I'm not saying doing that either, especially these new homes, fuck no. I'm not saying do that either. It's more so of like really know what you're putting your money into, and is it really the type of investment you really want to do? Like, would you rather, if you could, save as much as you can to put into something? Now this is only, like I said, can only be for people who doesn't mind, or doesn't mind the idea of doing this type of thing. It really depends on a lot of people. And also it can only be for people who are more likely not, don't have children and shit like that. So it really, really, really fucking depends on a lot of things when it comes to this type of shit. And you really have to have plans too. You can't just be here, no job, no nothing. Shit's not fun entirely. And there's also things you run into. It really depends though. It depends on the layout, the build, stuff like that. People got showers in there. It's like, I've been contemplating on either keeping this or downgrading, mostly because it's not built the same like other ones, which is fine with me. It is more so of like, I don't really care much to have to go to places and take showers. I'd rather just be able to just hop in the shower. Now, that's one thing that that's kind of like, that's gotten to me, when it comes to, van life, at least this one in particular. And I'm sitting here like, well, shit, if I was to downgrade, because I've seen some people who built just nice cozy ass things out of minivans. I'm like, why haven't I, like, I should have just done that, or whatever the case may be. And, like, I'm thinking of all these different things, like, what the fuck. And there's all these other ways that you can create something. And you may not have the height of this, because some people don't have that extended height on some of their vans, not just this one, but even in minivans, you don't have that extended height, so you have to actually get out of the van and out, to move around and stuff, unless you're just laying around or sitting around a lot. And at least here I can like walk around and shit, but it's still limited space because of how it's built. If I keep the van, I have to fucking do something, because this doesn't make any sense. I have to fucking like make it make sense, and do things and maneuver things or move things to where it's not so fucking crowded or so together or just closed in or just really tight, because it doesn't necessarily have to even be like this. There's ways to make more sense. And I've seen some layouts that was just like just dope. And I don't know how much it would be putting into it, but I'm willing to. I just have to like, I don't know, I have to see. But I don't know. Me personally, I can live in a fucking car. I've done it before. I actually enjoy it. I don't know why, but I just do. It doesn't bother me for the most part, as long as I'm not somewhere where it's like crazy cold and mad like shit going on. Um, so you just gotta really know. You gotta really do your research and know shit before you just be places, and really do your own. Really look into shit yourself. So I don't know why I'm saying all this, but Gemini, maybe you're thinking about this. It's crazy because I've already said this. Somebody I know that works with a guy that was, I don't know if he's doing it now. He may be doing it now. That was pretty much about to go ahead and start doing this whole van life thing because he was tired. He works, so if you got a job and you doing it, hey, that's shit. You about to save that money. I mean, you're not gonna save like crazy boot. It really depends on your finances, like what's going on, like how much your debts and all the other stuff. If you don't have any debts and you about to cut out a big thing like rent, and that's like, that can be anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 to whatever people are paying a month, that can really cut out a lot, so we could put way more towards like savings or whatever the case may be, whatever else you want to do. And but you just have to know how to budget and shit like that. I mean, don't I me personally, I fucked up a couple of times, so for me, no. I am having to reset after this whole experience, mainly because I didn't I didn't go in with I didn't go in with a plan B or C. I didn't go in with a plan C. I'll say I didn't go with a plan C, D, etc. I just came in with like plan A and then possibly plan B, but then that shit got knocked off once I actually seen how I had to fucking deal with shit. So it really depends on every individual in their situation. So you really have to just know your own shit. But lesson learned, and it won't be, won't be the death of me, and it won't be the end of anything. I just know what I'm not going to do is not have a lot of space where I can actually, put things, because if you're supposed to be a minimalist, if you're supposed to be, downgrading as far as like not having so much stuff and getting rid of things, don't get a space where you got all this space to put, don't get a thing where you got all this space to put things, and then you're gonna start fucking like thinking that you can hold on to everything, and it's just like, nah, it's mad shit, I gotta get rid of now, and it's mad shit I got at home I gotta get rid of too. So all that. The whole, I live with my fucking mom because I don't have a place anymore. I let that shit go in 2023. That's when I stopped. I was like, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, you can move back in. I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like, shit. I was working anyways. It didn't bother me, but at the same time, as far as my personal journey goes, and I'm not supposed to, in my life, not my life path, but my north node requires me to not be so comfortable being at home and all that other shit. So it just really depends on the person. Me personally, I know it's stuff I need to do, and I don't want to be tied to being comfortable, um you know being at home, because it's been long since I've actually been even living with anybody like family and shit like that. I've had my own shit for a good while, and um I wasn't even, well, how long was I back home for? Maybe like over a year. And I was like, okay, it's time for me to fucking do something, because it was cool and all, of course, it's home, and but I know that I'm not supposed to be doing that, because then I'm just falling back into my South Node shit. So I have to fucking like do do things the hard way, and the shit blows, but it builds character, so it's not all bad. You get something out of it in the end. Anyways, I definitely gotta go. I've been sitting here just talking to nobody pretty much. I don't care though. Somebody will listen probably. But yeah, it's been real. Appreciate the likes. And I'm going. Good night. Gemini and people. And yellow if you're still here. Good night. Have a good shift.